Hello creators, Carlos here, welcoming you back to Loop Lab, the channel where Blender ideas come to life. Today we're tackling a project that will sharpen your modeling skills, so let's get started.
Hey friends, welcome to a new project. Take a look at what we're making today. So we're building this fascinating structure right here. Let's dive in. We're starting completely from scratch, and the first thing we'll do is create a curve to set the path for our camera. As I mentioned, I'm guiding you through my process here, but you can take the final result wherever you like. This is just my way of doing it. How you actually build yours is entirely up to you. To make the camera feel dynamic, I'm shaping the curve so it weaves all through the space. Just follow along with my steps and you'll quickly find your own style. Now I'm creating a focal point so the camera always stays fixed on the center. I'm using an empty cube for this. I'll set the camera to track to and define the cube as its target. Now the camera's focus stays locked on this cube for good. I'm setting the frames to 600 so the camera keeps a smooth, fluid motion. Make sure you also set the frames to 600 in the animation settings, path animation. This is roughly what the whole thing looks like now. And that's the first step done. Let's move on to the shell. Again, there are no limits to your creativity here. I'm going with this shape. I'm adjusting and positioning everything so the entire animation takes place inside this sphere. Next up are the particles. First, I'll handle the shading, adding a bit of light, adjusting emission values, duplicating everything, and creating different sizes and materials. Then I'll bring it all together into a collection. I'm generating 5,000 particles. Important, switch the source to volume. Under the render tab, select collection. And there we go. Now set the size however you like. I'm going to push the particle count a little higher. It simply looks better. You can also experiment with the velocity settings. I'm running this in fast forward. Normally the pace is slower, of course. To get a perfectly seamless loop, I'll duplicate the particle system and offset the timing by half the total length. Give it a quick bake and we're done. Looking good so far. To give the camera some orientation, I'm adding a wireframe modifier to the shell along with a few light sources. I'll make the grid as thin as I possibly can. Don't forget to separate the materials from one another. Now, for a bit of playing around, I'm using colors and a wave texture to create dynamic color shifts. Take a look and try it out yourself. I quickly need to reactivate the screencast keys. Oddly enough, they keep disappearing. For the wave texture, it works best to animate the values from start frame 0 to the end frame at around 12,256. If it doesn't quite line up, just nudge the keyframe slightly. A little more power on the emission so the light really glows. Time to experiment. I'm still testing whether I'll stick with this variation. Something still feels missing to me. I need to fine tune a few details. I'm connecting the individual faces so that a kind of tube forms down the middle. I'm spacing the tube out a bit more to make it feel playful. Make absolutely sure the entire path stays inside the sphere, otherwise the result will look messy. Now I'm animating the wireframe with a nice blink and a few flashy lights. Quick question for you all. Do you also get this where the object turns completely black for a few seconds when you add a new shader or change values? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to save now. You should always save before the project decides to crash. I'm doing a test run now to check whether the loop is truly seamless. I've just noticed it's still a little too bright. There's still a highlight missing in the middle. I've pictured a black something, a spacey design, almost like a black hole swallowing the light. It looks great how the center reflects the light while the background stays dark. It feels really futuristic. For the shine, I'm using a glossy shader with a roughness of 0. At first I wondered why there was no reflection. The mistake was simple. The color was set to black. As soon as I switched it to white, it worked. Looks fantastic. Now I'm refining the reflections a little further. Exactly like that. Something spacey, as if it's from another galaxy or some alien world. The longer the program takes to autosave, the clearer it becomes that the render will take a while later too. The result is pretty impressive. It's a VJ loop but with a style all its own. To make the camera path smoother, we'll use subdivide with a value of 10. Without this, the movement often looks a bit jerky at the anchor points. Look how much more smoothly the camera glides through the curves now. That's exactly how it should be. Now just make the final adjustments and save the whole thing under a new name. And that's about it. It's been a real pleasure. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck building your own version, and I'll see you next time.